I had always trusted my wife completely. After nearly a decade of marriage, I believed we had weathered enough storms to be unshakable. But over the past few months, little things started to gnaw at me. She grew distant, her phone never left her hand, and she became oddly defensive whenever I asked simple questions. Then one evening, she casually encouraged me to take a last-minute business trip, something she'd never done before. My instincts screamed that something wasn't right. Instead of boarding that flight, I made a different plan. I told her I'd be gone for 2 days, kissed her goodbye, and walked out the door with my suitcase. But I didn't go to the airport. I drove around for hours, then circled back after dark, parking a block away so she wouldn't suspect anything. My heart pounded as I let myself into the house quietly and hid in the walk-in closet of our bedroom. For hours, I sat in the dark, listening to every creak of the house, my breath shallow as doubt battled against dread. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe nothing would happen. Maybe she really just wanted me to relax. But then I heard it. The front door opening, footsteps that weren't mine, and her laugh soft and playful, the kind I hadn't heard directed at me in months. The closet door cracked just enough for me to see them enter. My wife, with another man. They were holding hands, whispering like guilty teenagers. I wanted to burst out right then, rage boiling in my chest, but I forced myself to wait. I needed her to reveal just how deep this betrayal went. As they settled onto the bed, the very bed we shared, my chest tightened, every second confirming what I had feared. Their words cut me deeper than any blade. She called him the escape she needed, mocked my predictable nature, even hinted that she didn't think I'd ever find out. Each sentence shredded another piece of my heart. But then came the moment I had prepared for. When they leaned into each other, convinced they were safe, I pushed open the closet door and stepped out into the light. The look on her face when I stepped out of the closet was something I'll never forget. Her smile froze mid-laugh, her eyes widened, and the color drained from her cheeks. The man beside her jumped up, stammering, but I didn't even glance at him. My eyes were locked on hers. For a long, heavy moment, silence filled the room. Finally, I broke it. So, this is what you do when you think I'm away on business? My voice was calm, eerily calm, even though inside I was shaking with rage. She scrambled off the bed, pulling her robe around her, and stuttered. It's not what it looks like. The classic line, the one every guilty cheater seems to have memorized. I shook my head slowly. Don't insult me. I've been sitting in that closet for hours. I heard every word, every laugh, every lie. The man, her coworker, I now realized, mumbled something about leaving, but before he could move, I cut him off. Sit down. You're not walking out of here like this didn't happen. Both of you are going to listen. My tone left no room for argument, and he froze. I turned back to my wife. Do you know what's worse than the cheating? It's the way you mocked me. The way you thought I was too blind, too trusting to ever notice. I gave you everything, and you threw it away for him. I gestured sharply at the man, who couldn't even meet my eyes. Tears started streaming down her face, but I wasn't moved. I had been hurt for months already. Tonight, I was beyond broken. I trusted you with my heart, my home, my future, I said, voice cracking slightly. And you chose to burn it all down for a cheap thrill. She fell to her knees, reaching for me. Please, please don't do this. It was a mistake. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I still love you. I pulled back from her touch, my hands trembling. You don't get to define love anymore. You redefined it the moment you opened that door for him. The other man stood muttering, I should go. But before he could slip out, I stopped him with a glare. Oh, you'll leave, but not before I get what I need. I pulled out my phone, holding it up so they both could see the blinking red light on the screen. Everything you just did, everything you just said, it's all recorded. Their faces drained of what little color remained. The man started pacing, his hands flying nervously. My wife collapsed on the bed, sobbing into her hands. Please, she whispered through tears. Don't ruin us. Don't ruin me. I laughed bitterly. Ruin us? You did that yourself the moment you invited him here. The only thing I'm doing now is making sure you don't get to walk away clean, pretending like I was the problem. I turned to the man, her boss. You think you can humiliate me, sneak into my house, and destroy my marriage? I wonder what your wife would say. Or maybe your company board should see this." His face twisted in panic. "No, don't drag my career into this. Please. We can figure something out." I smiled coldly. "Oh, we will. You're going to resign quietly, and you're going to write a very generous severance check addressed to me. Consider it payment for the damage you've caused." He sputtered, trying to protest, but the weight of the recording hanging over him left him no choice. He muttered an agreement, shame etched into every line of his face, and stumbled out of the house, leaving me alone with my wife. She crawled across the floor toward me, clutching at my legs like a drowning woman. "Please don't leave me. I'll change. I'll do anything. We can go to counseling. I'll cut all ties with him. I can fix this." I stared down at her, and for the first time, I realized the truth. I didn't want it fixed. I was done. The betrayal had carved something permanent into me, something that no amount of tears or begging could erase. I pried her hands off me and stood tall. "I won't stay with someone who treated me like a fool. The lawyer will contact you in the morning. Pack your things." Her sobs filled the room as I walked away, the weight of years crashing down behind me. But as the front door closed, I felt lighter than I had in months. I wasn't broken anymore. I was free.